Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Am I audible? Yeah. So today we are trying to keep silent, guys. Keep silent. Today we are trying to understand what is a method. Today we are trying to understand what is a method. Methods are used to perform some operations, right? What is the syntax to write a method? Method will have a return type. Method will have a name, and method will have a parameter. So return type represents what that method is going to return after performing the operation. मुझे अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है. Yeah. Methods are used to perform some operation. So in the Java, we are going to write the programs. Inside one program, we can write several methods to perform the operation. As of now, we are writing our logic by using only main method. Main method is our method. Our main method is a predefined method. Main method is a predefined method which is given by Java. Whenever we run the program, our program execution will start from main method. Main method is called JVM, entry point for the execution. Along with that main method, we can write our own methods also in the Java program. Those are called as user-defined methods. We can create our own method to perform the operation. The method which we are creating, that is called as a user-defined method. What is the syntax to create user-defined method? What is the syntax to create user-defined method? A method will have a return type, method will have a name, method will have a parameter, and method will have a body. Method will have a body. This is the starting point of the method, and this is the ending point of the method. Inside the method, you can write your own logic. After that logic is executed, you can return some value from the method. You can return some value from the method. Now, so let me go here and let me create one method. Let me go and let me create one method. Right. Return type, method name, method parameter, and method return type. Here, guys, whenever we are writing the methods, method parameter is optional. Method return type is mandatory. Method name is mandatory. And method parameter is also optional. Method parameter is optional. Right. Methods are used to perform some operation. Method will have a return type, and it will have a name, and it will have a parameter. A method can have more than one parameter also. You can take any number of parameters for a method. Inside the method, we will write the logic, and method is going to return some value based on the return type. Here, method return type is mandatory. Whenever you are writing a method, method return type is mandatory. Suppose if you don't want to return anything from the method, then you need to take a void. Void represents that method is not returning anything. Void represents method not returning anything. Method return type is mandatory. If you don't want to return anything, if you don't want to return anything, then you should use void. You should use void. Method name is mandatory. You can use any name for the method. M1 method, M2 method, add method, divide method, login method, register method, forget password method. You can use any name for the method. You can use any name for the method. Method name is mandatory. Method parameters are optional. If you want some input for your method, you can take a parameter. If you don't want any input for the method, then you no need to take any parameter. Main method is having a parameter. What is the parameter for the main method? Main method parameters is a string array. That means array is a parameter for the method. All right. Now, when the method is having a return type, then you have to return some value from the method. When method is having a return type, then method must return that value. When method is having return type, then it has to return that value. It has to return that value. And method return type should be the last statement of the method. Whenever you are trying to return some value from the method, after the return statement, there should not be any lines of code. Return statement should be the last line of the method. Return statement should be the last line of the method. Return statement should be the last line of the method. Good. Return type is mandate. Can you call Avinash? Right. So methods are used to perform some operations. Method will have a return type. Method name will be available. Parameter will be available. Right. And method return type is mandatory. If you don't want to return anything from the method, then you should use void. Method name is mandatory. Method parameters are optional. When method is having a return type, then it has to return the value. Return statement should be the last line of the method. When you are trying to return some value from the method, after that return statement, you should not write any line of code. That is the meaning of that. Return statement should be last line of the method. For example, I want to perform sum of two numbers. I want to perform sum of two numbers. Now, I can write a method like this. Int. What is int? Data type. So I'm going to use that as a return type. That means my method should perform some operation. After that, it has to return some int value. Name can be anything. Method name can be anything. So let me use the name as a add. In order to perform the add, I need two values. Okay, I need two parameters for the method. One is integer a, comma, integer b. Integer a, integer b are called as parameters of the method. So what is the meaning of that? This method is expecting two parameters. Now, I'm going to do integer c is equal to a plus b. That is my logic. Performing sum of two numbers is my logic. What is the return type of this method? Integer. Now, this method has to return that c. Now, I'm taking a method. My method is having a return type. My method is having a name. My method is having a parameter. My method is having a logic. My method is having some return statement. Okay. Now, let me write one more method. Void hello. What is the return type of the method? Void. What is the meaning of void? My method is not going to return anything. Just it will have the logic system.out.println hello. Hello friend. Hello my friend. Hello my friend. I'm just writing a method. My method return type is void. That means my method is not going to return anything, and my method does not have any parameter also, and my method does not have a return value also. For example, I have first name and last name. Can you write the method to concatenate first name and last name? I will give you my first name and last name. Can you give me full name? Yes or no? I will give my first name and last name. Can you give me my full name? Yes. So what we need to do now? My method will take first name and last name. That means method is taking how many parameters? 2 parameters available. I want to concatenate my first name and last name, return the full name. So my method should return some name. So that means parameters are strings only, return type also string only. Now I'm going to write the method. Return type is a string and method name is full name. Method name is full name, string first name, comma, string last name. Now I'm writing the body. Here I'm going to take string name is equal to f name plus l name. Can I do like this? Now, can I return the name now? Yes. Can you tell me what is this method doing now? What is the logic of this method? What is the logic of this method? This method is doing some concatenation. It is taking 2 parameters, first name and last name. First name and last name are parameters of the method, and this is the logic. Whatever the parameters we are getting, we are concatenating those 2 parameters. We are concatenating those 2 parameters. Then finally, I am returning the name. Suppose if I take a void here, can I return the value? No, no need to return the value. If my method return type is void, my method will execute the logic, but my method will not give me anything. If you want to return some value from the method, then you need to go for void. Void nothing but no returning. Nothing is returning by the method. Now, can you take 2 parameters? Can you take 2 parameters? Can you perform some of those 2 parameters? Can you return the value? Yes. Integer add is available into a comma into b. What is this into a comma into b? Those are called parameters of the method. Those are called as parameters of the method. What is the data type of the parameter? Into a comma into b. So what is the return type of the method? What is the return type of the method? Int only. What is the meaning of int? That is the final value that method is going to return. What is the purpose of return keyword? To return some value from that method. Now, I want to take a person age, and I want to tell that person is eligible for vote or not. If he is eligible, return true, otherwise return false value. Can we write a method for that? So what is the input for you? Age. Person age is the input for you. If age is greater than 18, then you need to return as the true. Otherwise, you need to return as false value. Can you tell me how to write the method? Age we need to take. What that method has to return? Method has to return true or false value. So true or false means Boolean is the return type. Can I check? Can I write the method called check? Yes, check. What I need? Age. Can I take age as a parameter? Either you can take byte or you can take int also. Now, check that person is eligible for vote or not. If his age is greater than 18, greater than or equal to 18, then return true. Otherwise, return false value. How can we do that? If age greater than or equal to 18, age greater than or equal to 18, then return true. Return true. Else return false. Else return false value. Okay. So with this, we are able to understand how to write a method, what is the purpose of the parameter, and what is the purpose of the return type. Look at this. Can you please read these points once? Methods are used to perform some operations. Method will have a return type. Name will be available. Parameter also will be available. Logic and return value. Method return type is mandatory. If you don't want to return anything, then you should use void. Method should have a name. For every method, name is mandatory. Method parameters are optional. If you want some input for the method, if you want to take some input for the method, then only use the parameter. Otherwise, don't take the parameter. Method, when we are having a return type, that method has to return that value. That method has to return the value. Return statement should be the last line of the method. Return statement should be the last line of the method. Now, can you see here? My method is having a return type. My method is having a parameter. My method is having a logic. My method is doing some return value. Then what about this method? Void. When we will use void return type for the method, method will do something, but it will not return anything. Method will perform some operation, but that method is not going to return anything for you. When you don't want to return anything from the method, then you can go for a void. What is the return type of our main method? Void. Main method return type is void. What is the meaning of that? Main method will perform some operation, but it will not return anything. Main method will perform some operation, but it will not return anything. All right. Void full name. I'm taking first name, last name as a parameter. Those are string parameters. And it is concatenating the strings. We can write that system.out.println of name. Just that name will be printed. Now go for Boolean check. What is the name of this last method? Name is the check. What is the parameter of the method? Integer age. Age is a parameter. What is the data type of age? What is the data type age? Integer. That means what that method is expecting. That the method is expecting into value. That method is expecting into value. All right. Method is expecting into value. What is the return type of the method? Boolean. Method return type is Boolean. What is the meaning of that? Method can return either true or false value. It has to return either true or false value. Are you able to understand how to write the methods? Yes. Why we need to write the methods? Methods are used to perform some operations. All right. Methods are divided into two types, guys. Methods are divided into two types. Methods are divided into two types. First one is instance methods. Second one is static methods. First one is instance method and the second one is static methods. Now, instance methods are nothing but object level methods. Static methods are nothing but class level methods. Instance methods, which are called as object level methods. Static methods are called as class level methods. Object level methods and class level methods. Instance methods, whenever we write a method, that method will not execute by default. JVM will understand only main method. If you write any other method in the Java class, that method will not be executed by default. Let me show you. Let me go to our program. So here we have student class. We have a student class. Let me take main method. Inside the main method, I'm writing system.out.println. System.out.println. Hi, I am a student. I'm writing some line. Here, method name is main. Method parameter is a string array. Method return type is void. Inside the method, one SOP is available. What is the purpose of SOP? What is the purpose of SOP? Printing purpose. My method is printing some statement, but is my method returning anything? No, my method is not returning anything. Run this program. Run this program. Am I able to print some value? Yes, I'm printing some value. Now, let me take one method. Void hello. Void hello. System.out.println. Hello, my friend. Hello, my friend. Now tell me, total how many methods are available? Total, there are two methods available. What are those two methods? One is a main method. Another one is a hello method. Hello method. Main method is available. hello method is available. If a main method is executed, this statement should be printed. If a hello method is executed, then this statement should be printed. Let's run this. Let's run this. How many methods got executed? Only one method got executed. Which method got executed? Only main method got executed. What about hello? Hello method executed or hello method not executed? Hello method not executed. Why? Okay. If I keep it as a static, will it be called 100%? Simple example. I have written the method. Does the JVM know about this method? No. JVM knows which method? JVM knows only main method. JVM don't know about hello method. Now, we need to tell to JVM, hey JVM, you will start execution from the main method now. You please call my method also. I need to inform the JVM to call my method also. Right. My method is a instance method. I'm not writing static keyword. If I write the static keyword, my method will become static. Currently, my method is a static or my method is a instance. My method is a instance. Now, when you write instance method or static method, you have to call the method. You have to call the method. Let me write another method. Static void greet. Static void greet. Now, good evening. Now tell me, how many methods available in my class now? Total, there are 3 methods available. First one is a main method. That is a JVM method. Forget about it. How many methods I have created? 2 methods I have created. One is hello. Another one is a greet. Now, what is the return type of both methods? Void. One method is a instance method. Another one is a static method. How can you understand that method is an instance method or that method is a static method? Static keyword. Static keyword is available. When you use static keyword for the method, then that method is called as a static method. Now, let me run this program. Let me run this program. Which method is executed? Only main method is executed. My instance method, my static method, not executed by the JVM. My instance method and my static method is not executed by the JVM. Are you clear with my point? Yes. Why they are not executing? The reason is JVM don't know about our methods. JVM don't know about our methods. JVM knows only main method. JVM will execute only main method. If you want to execute your method, then you need to call that method. If you want to execute your method, then you need to call your method. Now, if you want to call instance methods, object is required. If you want to call the static methods, class is required. Okay. Instance methods will be called by using instance methods. Instance method will be called by using object. By using object. Static method will be called by using class. Instance method will be called by using object. Static method will be called by using class. All right. Where I need to call now? Inside the main method. First, let me create the object for the student. Student S1 is equal to new student. Now, S1 dot hello. Is that method returning anything, guys? No. What is the return type of the method? Void. Now, what about greet? Greet is a static method. How to call the static method? Class name dot method name. Class name dot method name. Now run the program. Now can you see? All the methods are executing. First, which method is executing? Main method. Inside the main method, I'm calling the instance method as well as static method. How I am calling the instance method? How I am calling the instance method? Instance method I am calling by using instance method I am calling by using object. Static method I am calling by using class name. By using class name. Good. Understand this code. Look at the code. Huh? That is also a predefined. Yes. Without class name also we can execute the method when both methods are in the same class. If this method is in the different class, then we'll call class name method. We'll come to that. Today is very important topic. पूरा दिमाग खराब कर दिया. हाँ? अरे यार. All right. And then students, is my voice clear now? I changed my mind. Things like recorded video. Clear? Huh? Clear. Okay. Perfect. अभी मुझे अच्छा लगा. चलो, let's restart. Yes, we are trying to understand what is method. Yeah, so what is method? Methods are used to perform some operation. We are going to yeah. Is it better now? Online students? Yes? Yeah, perfect. Good. Excellent. All right, guys. Chalo. So, we are trying to understand the very important concept for a programmer, that is methods. So everything, whatever you want to perform in the application, that we will do by using methods only. When you now, is this clear, guys? Online students? Huh? Yes, no? Right. Methods are used to perform some operations. For every method, return type will be available and method name will be available and the method parameter also will be available. Inside the method, whatever the logic you want, you can write that logic. If you want to return some value from the method, then take the return type, then return that value. Method return type is a mandatory. Whenever you are writing a method, it's mandatory that you need to write some return type for the method. If you don't want to return anything, then also you should write void. Void means you are not going to return anything. If you want to return some number, take a integer. If you want to return some true or false, take a boolean. If you want to return some decimal value, then take the float or double value. So whatever you want to return, you can take that as a return type. Method return type, method name, method parameter. Method is used to perform some operation, some action. To perform some operation, if a method wants some data, that data we can pass as a method parameter. Method can take one parameter or it can take two parameters. It can take 10 parameters also. We can pass more than one parameter also for the method. We can take more than one parameter also for the method. Now, method parameters are totally optional. When method is having return type, then it has to return that value. When method is having return type, then it has to return that value. Return statement should be the last line of the method. Whenever you are writing a return statement, that return statement should be last line of the method. Here I have taken add method. What is the purpose of add method? To perform sum of two numbers. Take two into values, take two numbers as input and return sum as output. Take two numbers as input and return sum as a output. So I needed two numbers as a input. For that, I'm taking into a comma into b. These are two inputs for the method. Method name is add. Two numbers I will take as input and I will return sum as output. Into c is equal to a plus b, return c. Method return type is integer. My method returning the int value. Now write a method just to print a message on the console. Write a method to print a message on console. This method not taking any input, not returning print a message on the console. Whenever you call this method, this message that message on the console. Void hello system.out.println hello my friend. Next one, void full name. Take take two names. Take two names as input. Concatenate them. Take two names as input. Concat them and print on console. Concat void. What is the meaning of a void? What is the meaning of a void? Void means my method is not going to return anything. My method is not going to return anything. Then we will take it as a void. We will take it as void. No voice, huh? Audible or not audible? Audible now? Right. So to take two names as input, concat them and print on the console. Void full name, string first name, comma, string last name. I am concatenating those two methods and I am I'm printing the final name. Now here I am writing one method, take the age as a input and return true or false value.
take person age as input. If person age greater than or equal to 18, then return true, else return false. If a person age greater than or equal to 18, then return true, else return false value. Okay, Boolean check. What I am taking as a parameter? What is the parameter of my method? My method parameter is integer. My method parameter is integer. I'm checking a condition. If age greater than or equal to 18, then I will return true, else I will return false value. I will return false value. Okay. Now, in the Java, methods are divided into two types, guys. What are those methods? One is instance method. Second one is static method. What is the difference between instance method and static method? Instance methods are object level methods. Instance methods will be called by object of the class. What about the static methods? Static methods are called as class level methods. Static methods will be called by using class name. Class name. JVM will, when we write the methods in the class, by default, those methods will not be executed. When we write methods in Java class, by default, JVM will not execute them. When if you write one method, or if you write 10 methods, if you write 20 methods also, JVM is not going to execute those methods. If I want to execute my method, then what I have to do? If I want to execute my method, then what I have to do? If I want to execute my method, then I have to call the method. To execute our methods, we have to call them. Where I need to call them? Main method. Why we need to call our methods in the main method? Why we need to call our methods in the main method? Come on, why we need to call them in the main method? Main method is the entry point for JVM execution. So we have to call our methods from the main method only. Whenever we run the program, JVM will come and JVM will start executing from the main method. JVM will come and JVM will start executing from the main method. In the main method, first line is used to print the statement. Second line is used to create the object. Third line is used to call the instance method s1.hello. What is there in the s1? SOP. It is going to print that line of code. Then next one, student.greet. What is the student.greet? Class name dot method name. What is the meaning of class name dot method name? I'm calling the static method. What is the logic available in the static method? System.out.println good evening. So this method also used to print the statement. This method also used to print the statement. One is a instance method, another one is a static method. These two methods I am calling from my main method. Why I am calling from the main method? JVM will start our program execution from main method. Main method is called as entry point for JVM execution. Main method is called as entry point for JVM execution. All right. Now, guys, can I write a method like this? Void m1. Is it valid? Yes or no? Yes. What is the name of the method? M1. What is the parameter of the method? Nothing. What is the return type of the method? Void. What is the meaning of void? Method does not have any return type. Next one, I'm going for void m1 into a comma float f. Is it valid? Yes, valid. Yes, why it is valid? One is a int parameter, another one is a float parameter. That means your method can take any type of parameter. So one parameter is integer, another parameter is a float, and third parameter can be other data type also. Method parameter can be anything. And what is the return type of the method? Void. What is the meaning of the void? That method is not returning anything. That method is not returning anything. Now I'm going to take a method integer add into a comma into b into a comma into b. Can I do like this? Return a plus b. Valid or invalid? Valid or invalid? Valid. What is the name of the method? Add. What is the parameter? Two parameters are there for the method. What is the data type of those parameters? Int. What is the logic available? Concatenating, adding the addition a plus b. Those are integer types. I am doing addition. Directly I am doing the return. Generally freshers will do like this. Integer c is equal to a plus b, then return c. Right. I am trying to perform sum of the two numbers. I am storing into a variable. That variable I am returning. So what I am returning from the method? I am returning a int value c. That means I am returning a c value. All right. Instead of writing the logic in the two lines, you can write the logic in the single line also. Integer add into a comma into b. Into a comma into b. Directly you can do return a plus b. Directly you can do return a plus b. Are you guys clear with my point? What is the difference between this program, this method and this method? Is there any difference between this method and this method? No difference. Logic is same. Just we have optimized the code. I have reduced one line of code. Here I'm taking two parameters for the method. I am performing sum of those two parameters and I am returning that sum as a C variable value. But here I'm not storing that sum in the another variable. I'm directly returning A plus B. A plus B. Okay. Now I'm going to take int. I'm going to take int division integer a comma integer b. Integer a comma integer b. Can I do like this? Return a by b. Is it valid? Yes. What I am doing here? What I am doing here? I am dividing one number with the another number. I am returning the result as a return value of the method. Now, can I do like this? I'm taking int. I'm taking int as a return type. I'm taking method name as a m1. Parameter I'm taking as a string name. String name. Now here what I will do, string s1 is equal to name dot to uppercase of return s1. Yes or no? Yes. Last method, is it valid or not? Last method m1, is it valid or invalid? अच्छे से देखना. Now see, what is the name of my method? What is the name of my method? M1. My method name is M1. What is the parameter of the method? String. My method is expecting string as a, that means my method is expecting string as a input. My method is expecting string as a input. What my method want to return? What is the return type of the method? Integer. But what I am returning? S1. S1 data type is what? String. Method want to return int. I am returning string. Invalid. Invalid. So whatever the method return type is available, same value you have to return. Can I do like this? S1 dot S1 dot length. What is the purpose of length method? What length method will give you? Int value. So my return statement calling another method. S1 dot length. Length method will give you int value. My method will return int value. My method want to return int value. That is valid. That is valid. But if I write like this, it is invalid. It is invalid. Okay. Now, so this is invalid. Below method is invalid. Why it is invalid, guys? Method return type is int, but it is trying to return string value. Hence, this method is invalid method. So, whatever you take as a return type, that return type data type value you have to return. If I take a return type as a int, I have to return int value. If I take return type as a string, I have to return string value. If I take return type as a boolean, I have to take boolean value. Are you guys getting my point? Now, here I'm going to take boolean. I'm going to take boolean m2 into a comma into b. m2 into a comma into b. Is it valid? Is that method valid? Valid? Return type is mandatory. Yes, it is there. Return type is there, na? What is the return type of the method? Boolean. What is the parameters available? Integer. So valid or not? Invalid. Because whenever your method having a return type, that method should return that value. So can you read this point here? कहाँ भाई? My method is having a boolean as a return type. But are we returning any value from this method? No, you have to return either true or false value. Method having the return type as a boolean. That means it is mandatory to return either true or whatever you want. You can return either true or false. So now here I will do if A greater than B. If A greater than B, then I will return true. I will return true, else I will return false. Now it is valid. If A is greater than B, then it will return true, else it will return false. Can I optimize this code? Simple, simple, simple. Boolean m2 into A comma into B. Into A comma into B. Khatam. If you execute this logic, output will be same. So this kind of logic you will get based on the experience. All right. Code optimization. My requirement is if A value is greater than B value, I have to return true. If A value is greater than B value, I have to return true. First, what I have done, if A greater than B, then return true, else return false value. Now, instead of writing that if else condition, directly I am taking a return statement. I am writing A greater than B. If this condition satisfy, return true. Condition not satisfy, return false. So the output of the two methods will be same or not. But what is the difference? Number of lines of code. Number of lines of code. So based on your experience, you will optimize the code. You will write the better coding once you get the experience. All right. Now I'm going to take one method as a string. I'm going to take one method as a string, and I'm taking this as a yum2, and I am writing return some high. Void means, can you look at the method? Method is having two return types. String and void are there na? It is invalid. Method should have only one return type. Either you need to write a string or you need to write a void. But what I have done, I have taken two return types. It is invalid. It is invalid. This is invalid because it is having two return types. Invalid because it is having two return types. How many return types should be available for a method? Only one. How many parameters can be available for a method? Any number of parameters can be available for a method. Now, when the method is having a return type, suppose for example, boolean m3, boolean m3. Now, is this method valid or invalid? Method is valid or invalid? Invalid. Why? Method is having boolean return type. But are we returning anything? No. So what this method should return? Either true or false. Okay, I will return true and false. Valid or invalid? Huh? Valid? Invalid because return true or return false. Okay, can I do like this? Return true or return false? This is also, logic is optional, man. If you want, you can write the logic, or if you don't want, you don't need to write it. Logic is optional. Okay. He should not write like this. You need to write either true or false. एक ही return करना पड़ेगा. You cannot return both true and false at a time. Either true or false value. Getting my point? Is this valid or invalid now? Valid, 100% valid. Writing the logic is optional. Writing the logic is optional. My method is having a return type. My method is having a name. Return type is mandatory. Method name is mandatory. Parameter is also optional. Parameter is optional. Logic optional. If you want, you can write it. If you don't want, optional. What about the return statement? If the method is having a return type, it is mandatory. Suppose if it is a void, not mandatory. So returning the value is mandatory or optional? Returning the value is also optional. Okay. So methods are very, 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 very important. Methods are very, 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 very important. Okay. Now I'm going to take one method, void c1, I'm taking integer array. Here I am going to do system.out.println of ARR. That's it. Look at that. Look at that. सर पूरा कंफ्यूज हो रहे हैं हम. हाँ, कभी नहीं देखा. Valid or invalid? Invalid. Why? क्यों? No, this is 100% valid because I am passing one array as the input now. Whenever you call the method, you create the array and you pass the array as the input. My method is expecting array as the input. Whoever is going to call that method, they should pass that array as the input. My method will take array as the input. My method will print that array. Just to check our main method. My main method is doing what? What my main method is doing? From 1 month you are writing public static void main string argument. I just taken, instead of string, I have taken integer array. दिमाग काम नहीं कर रहा भाई आपको. हाँ हाँ. Instead of taking string argument, I'm taking integer argument. I'm expecting int array. That int array, whatever I am getting, I am printing that array. It is valid. It is valid. So method return type is void. That means no need to return anything. Method name is C1. Method name can be anything. Method parameter is one array. That is a integer array. Whatever the integer array is available, I'm printing that integer array. That's it. That's valid. Why it is invalid? Samjay? Now go to our program. Go to our program. Let me create one class. Let me show you whether it is valid or not. Guys, don't get confused. Don't get confused. We are understanding multiple types of methods. How can we write? Right. Let me take one class with a name called methods. Let me take a class with a name called methods. Inside this method, I'm going to take a main method. So main method is the entry point for JVM execution. Now here I'm writing one method void print. Method name can be anything. I'm taking the method name as a print method. What that method is expecting now? What that method is expecting now? Array. My method is expecting array. System dot out arrays dot to string of array. Arrays dot to string of array. Valid or invalid? 100% valid. Are you getting any exception? No exception. But when I run this program, are we going to get any output? No output. Why? I am not calling that. Whenever you write a method, JVM will not call your method by default. You have to call that method. Whenever I run the program, JVM will execute only main method. JVM will not execute our methods. JVM main method are friends. Are you guys getting my point? JVM and static variables are very close friends. That's why memory allocating for the static variable. Whenever there is a static, JVM will do the friendship. JVM and static family are close friends. For static variables, when the class is loaded, memory will be allocated, and when the program is started, it is going to call the main method. It will execute only main method. Whatever is there in the main method, it will execute that main method. Is it executing my print method or it is not executing my print method? It is not executing my print method. Print method is a static method or print method is a non-static method? Print method is a non-static method. Now I want to execute the print method. I want to execute the print method. How can I execute the print method? By calling the method. How to call the instance methods? By using the objects. Can we create the object now? Methods m is equal to new methods. Okay, m dot print. Can I directly call m dot print? No. Why? When I want to call the print method is expecting one argument. Simple example, man. I need one employee. I need one employee for the reception. I need one employee for the reception. When I call any person to work as a reception, will they work for free? No. What I need to do? If I pay the salary, then only they will come. Similarly, whenever you want to call the method, directly you cannot call the method. If that method is expecting something, then you can provide that input. Then only method will be called. Is there any parameter for my method? First thing that you need to check. Whenever you want to call any method, first you need to check what is the parameter of the method. What is the return type of the method? If a method is expecting a parameter, you need to pass that value as a input. That is called method argument. That is called a method argument. My method is expecting one argument. Which argument my method is expecting? My method is expecting integer array. What my method is returning? Kuch nahi. It is not returning anything. That's why it is having a void. But what is there in the method? What is there in the method? Printer. That means it is printing some array on the console. Now, directly I cannot call the method because method is having some parameter. What is the parameter of the method? Array. So now, can I create one array and can I pass that array as the input? Can I create one array and can I pass that array as input? Yes, now it is valid. Now it is valid. Guys, methods will be little confusing. Once you understand the methods, then it will become easy to write any kind of program. Okay, let me show you. Right. Can I run the program now? When I run this program, can you tell me what will happen? 1, 2, 3 will happen, man. Everybody will know how internally it is going to work. Where it is going to start the execution? Program execution will start from the main method. Why it will start from only main method? Why not from my print method? JVM will give the first preference to static, that to main method. Main method is the default method, or we can say it is a predefined method. Our program execution will start from only main method. Main method will start execution. When the main method starts executing, what is the first line available? Object. What is the meaning of object creation? Allocating the memory. It is going to allocate the memory when the object is created. It will check for the instance variables. Do we have any instance variable? Do we have any instance variable? No. Just an object will be created. Memory will be allocated. After the memory allocation, what is the next line? Integer array. I have created one array with 3 values. Now, in the JVM, array will be created. In the JVM, array will be created. What is the next line? Call the method. How to first check that? Which method we are calling? Print method. Print method is an instance method or static method? Instance method. How to call the instance method? By using the object. Print method available in the which class? Print method available in the which class now? Methods class. So methods class object we need to use to call the print method. Methods class object dot print. Whenever you are calling a method, you have to pass the argument for the method. If a method is expecting a argument, you have to pass that argument. Okay, what argument my method is expecting? Integer array. Do I have the integer array here? Yes. Can I pass this array as an input? Yes. Then what this method will do? It will take my array as an input. It will print my array on the console. My method is having a parameter but no return type. Whenever I am calling the method, I am passing that parameter. Now run this program. Are we able to call the method? Who is printing array values on the console? Main method or print method? Which method is printing array values on the console? Who is printing array values on the console? Print method. Who is calling the print method? Main method. How main method calling the print method? Using object. Using object. Why I am using object? Why not class? It is a instance method. Instance method will be called by using object. Static methods will be called by using class. Are you guys clear with my point? All right. Now let me write one more method. Let me write one more method. Void full name. For that, string f name comma string l name. String f name comma string l name. Now I am going to take string name is equal to f name plus l name. F name plus l name. Sys out. Sys out. I am going to take it as a name. Now when I run this program, what is the output I am going to get? When I run this program, what is the output I am going to get? Only 1, 2, 3. Why only 1, 2, 3? Only print method will be called. What about this method? Will not be executed. This method will be executed, or this method will not be executed? Will not be executed. Why these methods will not be executed? We are not calling. Can you tell me how to call this method now? Full name method is available. First observe, whenever you look at the method, you need to scan the method in the 360 degrees. You need to scan the method in the 360 degrees. What is the return type? What is the name? What is the parameter? You need to scan that method. By scanning that method, can you tell me that full name is a instance method or static method? Full name is a instance method. Full name method return type is what? Void. Full name method having any parameters? Yes. How many parameters available? 2 parameters. What is the data type of the parameter? String. Okay. Now, can you tell me how to call that method? Come on. Directly can I call full name? No. That is an instance method. How to call the instance method? By using object m dot full name. M dot full name. Can I directly call like this? No. Is it valid or invalid? Invalid. Why it is invalid? Why it is invalid? It is expecting 2 arguments. What are those 2 arguments? String argument. Can I pass 10 comma 20? No. Why? Why I can't pass 10 comma 20? It is expecting first parameter as a string, second parameter also as a string. So I need to supply 2 arguments for the method. First argument and second argument. Is it valid now? Yes. Let's run the program. Let's run the program. Are you able to get it? Who is printing this Ashok ID on the console? Full name method. Who is calling that full name method? Main method. Who is printing 1, 2, 3 on the console? Print method. Who is calling that print method? Main method. Print method is what type of method? Instance method. Full name method is what type of method? Instance method. How to call the instance methods? By using object. Got the clarity now? Okay. Okay. Good. I will show you. This is the object, na? M is a variable which is holding object, right? Class name variable is equal to new class name. This is called my object creation. This is called my object creation, right? M is a reference variable which is holding the class object. By using this reference variable, you can call all the instance methods available in the class. Why I am giving you these many scenarios? I will show you the reason. I will show you the reason. We are not learning anything for time pass. We are not learning anything for time pass. Remember that. Slowly, step by step, we are going to understand. Okay. Can you read this now? What is this? Method. What is this? Parameter. What is this? Return type. Understand? Now, how many parameters available? One parameter is available. Okay, come down. Come down. Can you read this method? What is this? Void. What is the meaning of void? It is not going to return anything, but it is doing something. There is some logic available. There is some logic available, but it is not returning anything. What is the name of the method? Generate Excel. That method will store the data in the Excel file. Okay. What is the parameter for the method? HTTP servlet response. How many parameters available? One parameter is available. No return type. Scroll down, scroll down. Can you see this method? What is the return type? Void. What is the name of the method? Generate PDF. What is this? Parameter. Parameter. Now, whoever is going to call this method should pass this parameter. Otherwise, they cannot call that method. Scroll down, completed. Okay. Now, here, what is this? Can you understand this method now? Can you understand this line? What is the name of the method? Get unique plan names. Is there any parameter? No. Is there any return type? Yes. So method is returning. How it is returning? It is calling another class method. So whatever this method is returning, my method also returning the same. That is advanced level coding that we will discuss in the coming classes. Okay. But if you see the project, methods are available. What is the meaning of programming? Writing the methods only. Writing the methods only. So methods are very, very, very important. Based on the requirement, you need to understand how many methods we need to write, what name we need to take, what parameter we need to take, what return type we need to take, what logic we need to write. Everything is your responsibility. So tomorrow, company will pay the money for you to write the code, to develop the program. Tomorrow, what will happen is they will give you one project like this. They will give you one project like this. Login page is available. To develop this login page, you need to write the program. How many methods are required? What parameters are required? What return type is required? What logic is required? You have to analyze and you have to write it. Then only you are called as a developer. I have seen, you know, why our institute is famous for real-time project in the market. Did anybody tell you that? Did you, I mean, you all are came here with references only. Did anybody explain why this course is famous in the market in Ashok IT? Any reason? Huh? No. The difference is in other institutes, there are so many institutes who are teaching project. What they will do is faculty will come to the class. Faculty will show that today we are going to develop this screen. Faculty will write the method. Faculty will write the logic. people will see, okay, method is there, parameter is there, return type is there, logic is there, it is working, faculty is super, task is completed. Yes or no? But faculty is writing the code. Faculty means he is an experienced person. He is experienced person. Definitely he will write the code. It will work. Output also we will get. Same screen. If a faculty is not writing the code, if I ask to write it, where to start? From where we need to start the code? How many methods we need to take? What parameter I need to take? What return type I need to take? What is the logic I need to write? Can you do it on your own? Can you do it on your own? No. That is the reason our batch is famous in the market. Whenever I am going for the project batch, I will not write the code first. If I write the code first, output will come. People will feel, yes, array coding is very easy. But tomorrow, once they go for company, who has to write the code? Manager will write the code. Can you ask the manager, please write the code and show me? No, you need to write the code. So in my project course, every screen that we are going to develop, every screen, do you know, my project classes will happen day after day. First day, I will explain the requirement. Tomorrow, they need to show me their code, whether it is success or it is failure, whether it is right, whether it is wrong. First, I want to understand how people are able to understand the requirement, how people are able to analyze the requirement. Then third day, I will tell my analysis. If I am the developer, how I will write it. Then student will compare. Array, I have written the code like this. Sir has written the code like this. My code is wrong. That means his analysis is wrong. Everybody can do the coding. That is not difficult. Now you know how to write the method, how to call the method. But which method we need to take, what parameter we need to take, what return type we need to take, that analysis is difficult. People are not able to crack the interview. People are not
screen, then tomorrow you will get the another screen. Now you will go to the next
screen. There are 4 images available. Some data is available. How to write the logic? How many methods are required? What parameters we need to write? That you have to analyze. If you buttify the code, you can't do it because every day new requirement, every day new screen you have to develop. If you buttify the code for this dashboard page development, tomorrow you will get one more screen like this. Then what method you need to write? After this screen is completed, day after tomorrow, you will get one more screen like this. You will get one more screen like this. Edit functionality, delete functionality, activate, inactivate, data displaying in the table, data storing in the database, data coming here. You can delete the data, you can edit the data, you can update the data. Who will tell the code for you? If you go to Amirpet, every faculty will write the code. They will give the project also. You will feel very happy. In the class, output is coming. But when you start the coding on your own, you can't do that 100%. Why? You are a fresher. Your maturity is not sufficient to develop that program on your own. So that is the reason our institute project batches are failing. Our batch became success. Reason? I am not teaching the coding. I am teaching the analysis. I'm teaching the analysis. Now, if a student is able to analyze 10 screens on their own, then tomorrow they can analyze any screen which is coming in the project. We should never buttify the code. We have to improve our thought process. If you improve the thought process, you can crack any interview, you can survive in any company. Are you guys getting my point? That is the secret of our Java real-time project batch. So many people are doing the project in the market. But why only our batch is famous? People, if a student attend my Java real-time project, definitely he will refer 100 students for the Ashok IT. 100%, because he will feel the difference. How he has done the courses in other institute, how he has done the course in the Ashok IT. That a difference he will understand. Arre, nowhere we can get better than this. That feeling they are going to get. That's why they referred you for our institute. So that is the way you have to learn. Your thought process has to change. Coding will come automatically if you have the right plan. Now, when you want to construct one house, can you directly start wall construction? First, what is required? Plan is required. If you have a proper planning, construction will happen. Anybody can do the construction, man. There are so many people are there who can do the wall construction. But for them, we need to give the proper architecture, proper plan. If the plan is ready, workers will be available. Workers will be available. Got it? For a developers also, coding is next. Coding is next. What is first? Analysis is first. If you can do the right analysis, automatically you can do the right coding. If your analysis is wrong, your code also will become wrong. Na? If your analysis is wrong, your code definitely it will become wrong. Whatever the logic you write, it will become wrong. If your analysis is correct, then your code will become correct. So you need to logically improve your thinking. You need to improve your analysis part. Today, I am here. I will tell you, you need to take this parameter for the method. You need to take this return type for the method. I will teach you all the things for next 6 months. 6 महीने के बाद, after 6 months, you will go to the job. In the company, I will not be available, right? I will not be available in your company. I will not be available with you to tell you what method you need to write, what parameter you need to write. You have to do it on your own. If you don't have analysis, can you do that? No. If you can't do it for 1 week or 10 days of time, they will remove you from the company because you are not doing the right programming. Why are you not able to do the right programming? You are not able to analyze properly. Your thought process is not correct. First you need to improve your thought process. Then you can improve your coding skill. Once your thought process is good, if you are able to analyze correctly, then definitely you will become a great programmer. Getting my point? Good. Everybody, not only me, who is working in the company, who is having a real-time experience, they will first analyze the requirement, then they will start the development. Requirement analysis is very, 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 very important. Good. Fine. So we are trying to understand what is a method and why we need to go for a method. If you can understand which methods we need to write, what parameters we need to take, what return type we need to take, 80% you are qualified for the programming. Whenever I give the requirement, if you can understand what methods we need to take, what parameters we need to take, what return type we need to take, 80% you are qualified. You are suitable for the programming. You are suitable for the programming. That analysis is required. Are you guys getting my point? Good. How many types of methods are available? Methods are divided into 2 types. Methods are divided into 2 types. What are the 2 types of the methods? Static method and non-static method. What is the difference between static method and a non-static method? What is the difference between static and non-static? Static methods will be called by using class name. Non-static methods will be called by object. Static methods will be called by using class name. Clear, guys? Now, from today, whatever the programs we are doing, we should not do that in the main method. Whatever the logic we are writing from today, we should not write that logic in the main method. We need to use the main method only for calling our methods. Our logic we should write in the our method. Our method we just call in the main method. Are you guys getting my point? Yes, perfect. Anybody not able to understand? Another methods are very important. I'm not going to compromise. Another 2 to 3 days, I will work with only methods. Different scenarios I will give. Different scenarios I will give. I will see how you are understanding my requirement, how you are writing the method. If you can identify the method signature means what is the return type, what is the name, what is the parameter. If you can identify the signature correctly, then you can write the program for any requirement. Got it? From today, don't write the logic in the main method. Write the logic in your method. Then you call that method from the main method. Now you see in my project, am I writing the logic in the main method? Am I writing the logic in the main method? Where is my logic available? My logic is available in the user defined methods. My logic available in the user defined method. Let me go to another class also. Let me go to another class also now. Can you see here? Is it a main method? No. Where is the logic available? Logic available in my user defined method. This user defined method is a static method or it is a non-static method? Non-static method. Method having a return type or method not having a return type? Return type is available. Is there any parameter available? No. Come down. Can you see this method? Yes. Method return type is what? Boolean. What is the name? Save plan. What is the parameter? Plan. One object we are taking as a parameter. One object we are taking as a parameter here. Method is returning Boolean. What is the meaning of that? True or false value. Can you come down to this method? What is the name of the method? Get all plan. No parameter. Return type is list. Now, can you come down to this method? What is the return type? That means it is returning one object. Method is returning a object. You see, one method is taking plan as a parameter. Another method is returning plan as a return type. So that maturity we have to get. When to take object as a parameter, when to take array as a parameter, when to take void as a return type, when to take boolean as a return type, when to take string as a return type. That maturity we need to get. So if you want to understand, you have to analyze. If I teach you, you have to take string as a return type. Can you take string as a return type for all the methods? No. Depends on the requirement. We need to take the correct return type for the method, correct parameter for the method. Can you butify method parameters, method return types? Why? In the project, are you going to write the same method for 1,000 times? One method you will write only for one time. Second method will be different. Second method requirement is different. Second method functionality is different. So every method will have a different behavior. Every method will have a different logic. Every method will have a different return type, different parameter, different name. Now, if you see my Java program, there are 100 lines near almost 94 lines of code available in my program. In the 94 lines, what is there? What is there? Methods. So now tell me, methods are important or not important? 100%. Every day, as a programmer, every day you will write the methods. Every day you will write the methods. Based on the requirement, we will write it. Now, for one screen, sometimes for this screen, 7 to 8 methods are required. For this one screen, 7 to 8 methods are required. Now, when I go for another screen, when I go for this screen, the methods which I have written for the first screen, can I write the same methods for the second screen? That screen functionality is different. This screen functionality is different. So you cannot butify the methods. Then how to become a good programmer? Analysis is important. You have to improve your analysis. Now, I am very confident in the Java. The reason, any requirement you give me within 30 minutes or within 1 hour, I will analyze that. I will prepare a plan. Coding बाद में कर सकते हैं. We can do the coding later point of time. First, I will analyze the requirement. So what is the screen available? How many classes are required? How many methods are required? What parameters are required? what return types are required. Then we can write the logic for that. Based on the parameter, based on the return type, we can write the logic for the methods. Good. If you open any program nothing but collection of methods only. Here also, if you see in this program also, there are 94 lines available. In this program, there are 200 lines of code is available. What is there in the 200 lines? Methods, just methods. So you need to write the methods properly. If you can analyze the methods, then it is very easy. Okay, from today onwards, what we need to do? For every requirement, first, whenever I give any program, tomorrow, next 3-4 days, you have to bring your notebook. I will tell the scenario, you have to write the method for that. I will tell the scenario, you have to write the method. We need to do lot of exercise on the methods. Then only you will get that maturity. How to think. I will tell you how I will think. So based on that, you will understand what is the difference between your thinking and my thinking. So if you are not able to think like me, you have to improve that. Got my point? But remember, overnight, nothing will come. It is a step-by-step process. Before 1 month, your mindset, now your mindset change ho gaya na? There is some improvement, right? Yes. 1 month of time it took to get this much knowledge. Another 5 months are there. You will become very good programmer. I will make you. I am responsible for that. Okay. Only thing is practice, dedication, analysis. Never buttify the code. Don't buttify the code. When I give any requirement, take a pen and paper. Whatever the ideas you are getting, keep on the paper. Array, this requirement is given. For this, I have to take a method like this. This parameter, this return type. Then I will tell my analysis. Compare your analysis, my analysis. There will be some difference initial days. Then you have to correct it. So after 3 months, you will also analyze the requirement like me. You can also analyze the requirement like me after 3 months of time, because we are going to learn core Java. In the advanced Java, we will develop the projects. Then we will go for Spring Boot microservices. Then we will go for real-time project. Whatever the code I am showing you, this is my Java real-time project batch coding, which is running at 8:30 p.m. 8:45 batch is there, almost completed. Those people are able to develop all the screens. Whatever the screens I'm showing you, all the screens, JRTP people, they are able to develop within 3 months of time. Within 3 months of time, they are able to develop a project because they understood how to analyze the requirement. That is important. I'm telling you all my secrets. Don't tell to your friends in the hostel. Those people will tell to their faculties in the other institute. Say na, true or not? Whatever the knowledge, whatever the secrets I have, I am sharing with you. Don't share with anyone else outside. दोस्त पार्टी दिया तो 2 बीर पीने के बाद ऑटोमेटिकली आ जाता है वहां. When to use the static method, when to use non-static method, I will discuss that. Still, we are understanding the basics of the methods. Once I feel that you are able to analyze the methods, then I will tell you when to go for static method, when to go for instance method. Fine. So methods are not completed, guys. Just introduction part is completed. So we are going to work with lot of methods. I will give the scenarios. You have to come up with the methods. Good. Next class we have on Tuesday. Okay? Tomorrow Sunday holiday and Monday festival is there. So next class we have on the Tuesday, guys. Fine. Thank you. We'll see you on Tuesday. Sir, lab is also not open for this. Yeah, Tuesday it will be open. Thank you, guys. Happy Diwali, all of you. Yeah, we'll see you on Tuesday. Module 2 also will be there on Tuesday directly. Not online वाला है ना, वो चल रहा है 9 PM वाला. ठीक है.